From wounded to empowered, a guide to turn your emotions into purpose with intuitive writing by Amandine Mas. This book is a guided journey into your emotional, relational, and professional story in order to reveal your purpose through mindful writing in 5 simple steps validated by ancient wisdom and modern science. It's an initiation story and a journaling experience to remember who you are and to share your most heartfelt message with your peers and clients. The story behind this book started with when I felt this urge to write my own deepest message after 35 years of post-traumatic stress, PTSD, and healing, 8 years of entrepreneurship as a writer and as a writing coach, 5 years of daily intuitive writing to understand my own emotions and to turn them into purpose, my collaboration with 100 plus conscious entrepreneurs, healers, coaches, and scientists since 2014, my relationship with my life partner that brought all my unresolved traumas to the surface, and the death of my 34 years old sister from unexpressed emotions and trauma. All of the above took me on an amazing journey with myself and in the world. It led me to elaborate the magic notebook method that I'm going to share with you in this book, which is an holistic writing approach that guides you shift your emotions and anxiety into a clear vision and a message that you can easily express in your relationships, projects, business, and in your own book. This is my message and my mission, and I'm gonna take you there step by step with fun, wisdom, and science from all over the world. Below this audio, you'll find a link to book a free call, a free writing coaching with me. If you feel this urge as well, to write something, to share a message for years, but for some reasons and emotions, you haven't written and shared it yet. I'm gonna start this presentation with the contents of this book. Really soon, I'm gonna share with you the introduction, which is called Society Has Conditioned Us. What if we got out of our golden cage? Then I'm gonna share with you the chapter 1, which is Write Your Intuition to reduce your anxiety and rediscover your childhood joy. Then the chapter 2 will be Write Your Intentions to decrease your overthinking and increase clarity. Then the chapter 3 will be Write Your Emotions to turn them from enemies to opportunities. The chapter 4 will be Write Your Communications to move from superficial relationships to a full freedom of expression with others. And then the chapter 5 will not be for everyone. It's gonna be Write Your Life Mission and earn a living with your authentic business and marketing. I start with this book with a first question. So I invite you to take your notebook and to pause maybe this audio to answer this question. This first question is, what's your real message? And why do you procrastinate to fully express it? Of course, I'm gonna answer this question all along the book, but my short answer right now is that we don't fully express our messages because of unconscious emotions and anxiety that are waiting for us to listen to them. And my next question is this one. Do you suffer in your everyday life from not fully expressing yourself? I guess the answer is yes, but for how long? We spend an average of 30 years resisting our inner world and the rest to reconnect, trying to listen to the messages of our intuition. My life started with an ignored sexual trauma when I was 5 years old. This devastating experience wasn't acknowledged by any member of my family. It led me through a sad childhood and a chaotic teenagehood. I grew up telling myself that I was worth less than others, and yet my intuition has always spoken to me without me taking it seriously. My inner little voice always told me that I will transform my pain one day into something positive for me and others. In fact, I could have lived like a victim all my life. But the reality was bigger than that, because I have felt my calling, which is turning emotions into purpose with writing, since the age of 10 and my first writing attempts. And then I waited 25 years to finally start expressing my message and sharing my purpose and my writing. And what happened to me at 35 years old must have happened to you too. In 2018, after a major life change, I started to receive stronger and stronger messages from my intuition. Even if I didn't know what intuition was at that time, I was mysteriously called to leave my country, France, to settle in Thailand and to buy a first notebook to write down my countless emotions, thoughts, visions, and messages that invaded me. And by writing the messages of my subconscious mind every morning, I discovered a safe and super creative space to soothe the anxiety of my past and achieve my purpose. It worked. Over the pages, I first put some words on the high sensitivity that I had accumulated since my early childhood and that I didn't even suspect. Over the pages, I was able to read from my own pen that my social mask had become too heavy to bear, and that another reality awaited me. I was stunned to see that I had created a very thick shell to over-adapt to society. I was stunned to see that I thought for more than 30 years so that no one would discover the traces of my wounded childhood. To not disturb, to make sure that I never reveal my ultra vulnerability, this hypersensitivity that I had spent so many years trying to disguise. Following the hardship, I became a strong, confident, and successful woman in the eyes of the world. But I also needed to party and drink a lot to forget that I was on the wrong path. Deep down, I was just trying to survive in a society that didn't understand me, a society that is not emotionally mature enough to listen to deep emotions. And as the years went by, I smothered this little wounded animal inside me that no one knew about. But this social schizophrenia could no longer last. And luckily, I found a magic tool to end this imposture. In January 2018, by reconnecting to my intuition thanks to a simple notebook on a beach in Thailand, on Koh Lanta Island, I embarked on a totally unexpected adventure. I was far from imagining that what I was going to happen, even if I knew from the first pages that I was changing. I was transforming profoundly. I felt in all my body, in all my heart, that this particular form of conscious, intuitive writing reconnected me to this gentle little voice of my intuition that I used to listen from my childhood. This little voice that used to tell me, transform your emotions into a life that makes sense to you, Amandine. I knew that this adventure would transform all the people around me. Maybe you. So, dear reader, my question for you now is simple. For how long have you been waiting to express your true story, messages, and emotions? Please, don't wait any longer. Get a notebook and a pen. You are a few lines away from reconnecting to your beautiful hidden sensitivity and to your purpose. Get ready because you're the main character of this book. I wrote this book for you to dive into your own quest over the pages and in your notebook. You're the protagonist, and your mission is to let you guided by the highest part of yourself, other your day-to-day stress. Be ready because you're about to go on an adventure of reconnecting to your hyper potential and hypersensitivity. underestimated still by a hyposensitive, hypocreative, and hypointuitive society. So, here is my invitation all along this book and all along the videos and chapter I'm gonna share with you. My invitation is this one. Open your notebook, your heart and your soul. Follow your intuition and my instructions to raise your energy first, and then to align your life story with your mission on 5 levels on consciousness in this order in the book. First level, physical. You learn to relax, to be more present to your body, to take care of yourself, your energy, your joy, and your libido. Second level, emotional. You'll understand your feelings in order to feel free deep inside you and in front of others. Third level, mental. You'll know where you're going on a daily basis. You'll follow a clear direction from your notebook that makes sense for you. You'll feel guided by a higher dimension of you. Fourth level, relational. You'll express yourself without stress. You'll listen without reaction. You'll love, you'll help, you'll share without sacrificing yourself anymore. And the fifth level, optional, is professional. You'll inspire others from who you are. You'll work less and contribute more without exhausting yourself any longer. So you got me, my friend. This book is an adventure inside you and in the world. It's a transformational process to live your purpose with intuitive writing. But what is intuitive writing, you may ask? According to my experience, it's self-therapy to turn your emotions into a GPS on a daily basis. And it's also self-coaching to move towards your mission with confidence. Intuitive writing is above all a clever mix between the free writing of your inner world, which is your thoughts, intuitions, emotions, visions, and needs. It's also the practice of micro meditations to quickly connect body and mind, to open your heart, to align your energies, and to increase your consciousness. And it's also a simple knowledge from modern neuroscience and Asian wisdom to live better in your present, to lighten your past, and welcome your future more serenely. And before closing this presentation of this book, From Wounded to Empowered, I want to share with you a few words about who I am to guide you on living your purpose by writing. Like you, probably, I am a sensitive person in a tough world. A sensitive person who thinks and feels too much. One reason why I'm still not totally at peace is because for more than 30 years, I double-locked my dramas and emotional setbacks in a drawer. And honestly, I did very well to pretend that my life was okay. I even became a popular girl and a professional in demand in copywriting. Since 2014, I have been writing for more than 100 inspiring conscious entrepreneurs, coaches, therapists, psychologists, energy healers, neuroscientists, meditation and yoga teachers. I thought success saved me from my demons. I really thought that I would no longer have to worry about my wounds and emotional roller coaster. But the reality was that I didn't know myself. I didn't know that I was sensitive, anxious, intuitive, and creative, because I had to wear masks to be loved and accepted. But one day those masks had to explode because I was suffocating. I had to realize myself. But for some reason I thought that earning enough money to treat myself with a 10 euros glass of wine every night with my single girlfriends was the holy grail. In short, I became a genius in investing all my energy in hiding my authenticity when the trees arrived in my life. And the 3 Bs correspond to a major life change: a psychological burnout, a financial bankruptcy, and a love breakup. This triple shock took place late November 2016, a week before my 33rd birthday, and unexpectedly provoked a violent jump of my intuition. As bizarre as it may seem for you, this sequence of painful events unplanned by my super organized ego prompt me to descend within myself, to pay attention, to listen, and to write down the messages of my subconscious mind every day. This was the beginning of an adventure I only imagined in my dreams. This reconnection with myself led me to leave my beautiful apartment in central Lyon, France, to book a single ticket, to settle in Thailand, to organize conscious entrepreneurship retreats on 2 islands, and intuitive writing workshops in Bangkok. And as this quest unfolded before my eyes in my notebook every day, I learned to dissolve my countless and unconscious fears and anxieties, my unresolved post-traumatic stress, and my wounded ego, in order to start my life mission in Asia, following the power and the energy of my own words. And this is the adventure that I invite you to live too in this book. I want to leave you today with a few questions for you and your notebook. What if you decide not to follow what society wants you to do? What would happen? What if you follow the values you want to bring to society instead? What would happen? And what if you start expressing them daily in your notebook to live the freedom and the creativity you deserve? And finally, I want to dedicate this book from wounded to empowered to my little sister, Laurie, who died after an incurable brain degeneration due to anxiety, chronic stress, and not taken seriously trauma. Thank you, my friend, to dive into this self-exploration with me. I invite you in my next audio, which will be the introduction of this book, From Wounded to Empowered. I'm very, very glad to do this journey within ourselves and in the world consciously together. I see you soon. Bye bye.